Hi, this is Kevin Thomas, and welcome to the At Home Film Festival. The Oscar nominations came out this week, so we're going to take a look at some delightful inclusions and some snubs. By the way, movies like Barbie, I don't consider snubbed. Sure, Greta Gerwig wasn't nominated, neither was Margot Robbie, and on my list, they would have been. But sometimes you might just end up in sixth place. But it did get up for 8 Oscars, so that is certainly not a snub. If you want to know what I think is a snub, stick with me to the end. And also, if you stick with me to the end, I will show you how to watch all Best Picture nominees and 7 of them for free. But first, let's start with some delightful surprises and inclusions. I am so happy that Coleman Domingo in Rustin is up for Best Actor. He got a lot of critical prizes and nominations, and it's a very tough race because there's some people that didn't make the final cut. And I would vote for him if I had a ballot. It's such a great performance. You must watch this. It's on Netflix. So I am delighted that he was included. Yay, Coleman! I must say I was delighted that America Ferrara is up for Best Supporting Actress. She was sort of bubbling under the list and didn't quite seem she'd get the nomination, but she did, and that thrilled me to no end. You could watch Barbie, by the way, on HBO. So I think the whole reason America got this nomination, in addition to just a great performance, is this speech she makes in Barbie. Even Meryl Streep has said she wished she was able to make this speech. But this speech really solidified her nomination, I think.
We have to always be extraordinary, but somehow we're always doing it wrong. You have to be thin, but not too thin. And you can never say you want to be thin. You have to say you want to be healthy, but also you have to be thin. You have to have money, but you can't ask for money because that's crass. You have to be a boss, but you can't be mean. You have to lead, but you can't squash other people's ideas. You're supposed to love being a mother, but don't talk about your kids all the damn time. You have to be a career woman, but also always be looking out for other people. You have to answer for men's bad behavior, which is insane, but if you point that out, you're accused of complaining. You're supposed to stay pretty for men, but not so pretty that you tempt them too much or that you threaten other women, because you're supposed to be a part of the sisterhood, but always stand out and always be grateful. But never forget that the system is rigged, so find a way to acknowledge that, but also always be grateful. You have to never get old. Never be rude, never show off, never be selfish, never fall down, never fail, never show fear, never get out of line. It's too hard, it's too contradictory, and nobody gives you a medal or says thank you. And it turns out, in fact, that not only are you doing everything wrong, but also everything is your fault.
Oh my gosh, then we have some other delights with American Fiction being up for Best Picture. Jeffrey Wright finally up for Best Actor. He's been doing great for years. And Sterling K. Brown, who was a great surprise in this category. So I am so delighted by the show of American Fiction, one of the best movies of the year. You must watch this film and applaud with me those great nominations. Another delightful inclusion for me is Danielle Brooks for The Color Purple. She is so magnificent. She was on the list to be nominated, so she wasn't a surprise. But I was happy she wasn't a snub. She is so good in this. She was in the revival on Broadway where she was Tony nominated as well. She takes on the Oprah Winfrey part, which is no easy feat, I must say. And I couldn't find good scenes of her in the movie, but let's take a look at her shining in the Broadway version, shall we?
Tell you the truth. Remind me of my mama under your husband's thumb. No, you under your husband's foot. What he said go. Why you so scared? I never know. But if a man raised his hand, hell no.
And if it actually wasn't for her one nomination, this could qualify what is a true snub, where it's overlooked completely. Because The Color Purple got one nomination, but those great costumes and sets and cinematography, it all was overlooked. It's almost like we know you were a film and you qualified for nominations, but we decided not to nominate you. What other terrific movies from 2023 got 0 nominations? Those are the snubs. Saltburn, which you could find on Prime, has 0 nominations. It got a lot of critics interested in it. It's up for awards. It's from an Oscar-winning writer who her last film was nominated for Best Director and Best Screenplay. People have loved this movie, and actually if you hated it, it's still talked about. So that screenplay, that production design, that cinematography minimally were totally overlooked because it's 0 nominations for Saltburn, which has really become a huge hit, especially on social media because of some of the very interesting sexual scenes. But besides that titillating moments of Saltburn, this story and the production values of this film should have at least garnered 1 measly nomination instead of a total shutout. The same could be true for The Iron Claw. Zac Efron was on the shortlist to possibly be nominated. He wasn't, but actually he was nominated for nothing. But it was critically acclaimed. It had a really good screenplay, production values. There's not one little thing the Academy found about it to make it nominated. I don't think, though, like anything else, I don't think they just said, oh, let's not nominate at all. I just don't think it made the top 5. But if you're gonna feel like you were snubbed, this is the type of movie that technically is a snub. 0 nominations. Then we have All of Us Strangers, which is a critical darling, won a lot of critics' prizes for Best Picture and Director and Actor and Writer in many different categories. The British Academy has nominated 3 of the actors in their respective categories, thinking that would carry over to the US, but it got nothing. Not actor, supporting actress, and it's so praised by everybody. It's not even up for Best Screenplay, which seemed almost a shoo-in for this film. So, if we're talking snubbed, this is the movie. Wait, we're not quite done yet. Before we leave, I promised a way for you to be able to watch the Best Picture nominees. There are 10 this year. Now, 7 of them you could watch at home, but 2 of them it's a little tricky. Like right this minute, you could watch Oppenheimer for some money, but if you wait till February 16th, you could watch it free on Peacock. And if you wait till February 2nd, you could watch Past Lives on Paramount Plus, or spend some money right now to rent it. The only 3 movies you cannot catch at home in any way at this moment that are up for Best Picture are this one, The Zone of Interest, or American Fiction, which I started the show off with, or Poor Things. I hear Poor Things is coming soon, but they haven't given the date yet. Anyway, what'd you think of the Oscar nominations? Let me know in the comments below. Tell me who you are happy that got nominated or sad that didn't get nominated. But I hope you share and come back next week. Until then, I am going to keep watching my Oscar-nominated films because I love them. Thank you. Oh, look, we got an Oscar. Ooh. I got to thank the Academy and my friends that voted, and you. Thank you so much for the Oscar. Bye-bye now.